your credit card statement last month, whatever that interest charge was, $40, $80, $200. That number was higher than it needed to be, not by 10%, not by 20, by all of it, the entire interest line. The credit card company knows exactly what you would have to do to pay zero in interest. They just designed the product so you would not. The average American household pays roughly $1,400 a year in credit card interest alone. Some pay $3,000, some pay $7,000. 46% of cardholders carry a balance every single month. The credit card industry collected $253 billion in interest and fees in 2025 alone. They are not selling you a tool, they are selling you a slow leak engineered to last decades. There are about 360,000 Amish in the United States. They have been in this country for over 250 years. In all of that time, the average Amish family has never carried credit card debt, not 1 cent. Not because they pray harder, because they use a system, a piece of paper, a cash deposit, and a rule from before 1958 that the entire financial industry has spent 6 decades trying to make you forget. I'm going to show you exactly what that system is. 6 rules the Amish use that cost $3 in materials. The pack of envelopes, the cash, and the rule that BankAmericard buried in 1958 when they invented the modern credit card, with the exact products, where to buy them, and what to do this week. Welcome to the Survival Research. If you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and the bell. This is where we open the files the financial industry hopes you never find. Rule 1, the envelope. The credit card industry charges roughly 21% average interest on revolving balances right now. Some cards hit 27, 29. The Amish use envelopes. $3 at Walmart for a pack of 100. $1.25 at Dollar Tree. Plain white. Standard size. Nothing special. The kind of envelope you would use to mail a bill. Here's how it works. On payday, you take out cash, not a portion. All of your spending money for the month. You write each category on a separate envelope. Groceries, gas, entertainment, eating out, clothes, whatever else you spend on. You divide the cash into the envelopes. The amount in each envelope is your budget for that category for the entire month. When the envelope is empty, you stop spending in that category. That is the entire system. No app, no subscription, no advisor, no software fee. A study from MIT in 2001 found that people consistently bid up to 100% more for the same item when paying with a card than with cash. Twice as much money out the door for the exact same thing. That overspend is the credit card industry profit margin. The envelope kills it. You cannot patent an envelope. You cannot sell a subscription to cash. There's no margin in a $3 fix that eliminates a $1,400 problem. So the financial industry replaced it with apps and budgets and credit advisors and rewards cards and points and miles. They did not bury the system because it stopped working. They buried it because it worked too well. Stop. If this is making sense, listen for 30 seconds. There are 3 more pieces to this system that I cannot fit in the video. The exact category percentages the Amish split each paycheck into. The one rule from 1958 that flips your entire month. And the cash withdrawal schedule that turns this into a habit by week 3. It is all in the suppressed file, step by step. Scan the QR code on your screen or hit the first link in the description and get it now. Let me keep going. Rule 2, cash hurts, cards do not. The MIT study I just mentioned has a name. The researchers were Drazen, Prelec, and Duncan Simester. They put MBA students in an auction for sold-out basketball tickets, half paid with cash, half paid with credit. The credit card group bid an average of 100% more than the cash group, twice as much, for the same tickets, to the same game, in the same building. The reason is simple. When you hand over cash, your brain registers loss. Real loss, physical. You can feel the wallet getting lighter. When you swipe a card, your brain registers nothing. The transaction is invisible to your nervous system. Card companies engineered the product to feel painless. That is not an accident. That is a billion-dollar design decision made over decades of behavioral research. Pain is the safety mechanism on your wallet. They turned it off. You can turn it back on for free. Withdraw cash for the categories you tend to overspend in. Carry it. Pay with it. Watch the discomfort do its job. The Amish never had to learn this. They never had a card to remove the pain in the first place. They kept the safety mechanism intact for 250 years. Rule 3, save first, spend second. The average American saves about 4 to 5% of income, according to the Bureau of Economic Analysis. The average Amish family saves about 20%. Same paycheck math, different rule, different result over a lifetime. Still watching? You already know more about debt elimination than 99% of cardholders. Subscribe and share this with someone who is paying interest right now. The full breakdown is in the file the credit card industry hates. Scan the QR code on your screen or hit the first link in the description and get it now. The trick is the order. Most people spend, then save what is left over. The Amish save first, then spend what is left over. That is the entire trick. 20% goes into savings the day the check arrives. The rest goes into envelopes. The leftover at the end of the month, if any, goes into savings too. Set up an automatic transfer to a separate savings account on payday. Not the same checking account where your spending money sits. A separate account at a separate bank if you can manage it. 20%, or whatever you can start with. Even 5% works as a habit. The rest is what you live on. Not what you might live on, what you actually live on. The envelopes enforce the rest. Run the math one time. A household making $50,000 a year, saving 20%, puts away $10,000 annually. Over 30 years at a 5% return, that is roughly $660,000. Saving 5% of the same income puts away $165,000. The difference is $500,000. The rule is the same. The order is different. The order is everything. Rule 4. Pay on time or do not buy it. There is an Amish bishop named Ephraim Lapp who said something simple. If a bill is due on the 10th and you pay it on the 15th, you have stolen that man money for 5 days. The Amish treat late payment as theft. The same as taking something that does not belong to you. It is a moral failure, not a scheduling failure. In the Amish community, a man who pays late once is reminded. A man who pays late twice has his name spoken about in church. A man who pays late 3 times loses business in the community. The social cost is the enforcement mechanism. The financial industry replaced that with a $30 fee that you barely notice on a statement. The financial industry knows this rule. They built the entire late fee structure on the bet that you will not follow it. The average late fee on a credit card is $30 to $40, plus penalty APR that can jump to 29% or higher, plus damage to your credit score that costs you tens of thousands in future loan interest, plus interest compounding daily on a balance that should never have existed in the first place. Run the math on credit damage alone. A single 30-day late payment can drop your credit score by 60 to 100 points. On a 30-year mortgage of $300,000, that drop can add $50,000 to $70,000 in interest over the life of the loan. One late payment, decades of cost. The Amish bishop was not being dramatic. He was being literal. The fix is the envelope system itself. The bill envelope is filled the day the cash arrives. The bill is paid the day it is due or the day before. There's no decision. There's no forgetting. There's no waiting for the next paycheck. The money is already set aside. It is not in your checking account waiting to be tempted by something else. Rule 5. 2 questions before any purchase. Do I need it? Can I pay cash? Both questions have to be yes. If either one is no, you do not buy it. Not now. Not on credit. Not because it is on sale. Not because it is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Not because someone else has it. This is the rule the Amish teach their children before they teach them to read. It is not complicated. It does not require an app or course or a financial planner. It requires you to stop 1 second longer than the credit card industry wants you to stop. 1 second. That is the entire weapon. There's a third question on top of the first 2. Will I still want this in 30 days? Most of what we buy on impulse fails that test. The credit card industry built one-click checkout to make sure you never ask the question. The envelope makes you ask it every time because the envelope contains a finite amount of cash. You can see it run out in real time. Amish children handle their own envelopes by age 8. By age 12, they manage a full personal budget. By age 16, they have saved enough to start a small business or buy a horse. The American school system teaches none of this. They graduate students who can solve a quadratic equation but cannot balance a checkbook. The Amish flipped that priority on purpose. Compare that to the average American 18-year-old. He graduates with no savings and is handed his first credit card at the freshman orientation table. The card industry calls these students target customers. They know the average college student will accumulate $3,000 in credit card debt before graduation. They count on it. The Amish kid at 16 has more financial literacy than the American at 28. That gap is not accidental. It is sold. The retail industry built the entire one-click checkout to remove that 1 second of pause. Amazon spent over $1 billion patenting it and defending the patent. The Amish built their entire economy around protecting it. One side made the pause shorter. The other side made it sacred. One side is in $1,400 of interest a year. The other side is debt-free for 250 years. Add a second layer rule on top. The 24-hour rule. Anything over $50, you wait 24 hours before buying it. If you still want it tomorrow, the envelope decides. If you do not, you keep your $3 and your 21%. Rule 6. The year everything changed. September 1958. Bank of America mailed 60,000 BankAmericards to residents of Fresno, California without asking. Unsolicited. They called it the Fresno drop. The first mass credit card mailing in history. People opened their mail and found a piece of plastic that let them spend money they did not have. Within months, fraud was rampant. Defaults piled up. Bank of America lost millions. They kept going anyway because the math worked in the long run. Carry rates climbed. Interest collected climbed faster. By 1970, the system was national. By 1990, it was global. By 2025, it was a $250 billion industry collecting interest on Americans who did not know any other way to pay. People who had been using envelopes and cash for generations suddenly had a piece of plastic that let them skip the envelope. The default did not stop existing. It stopped being visible. The envelope system did not fail. It got replaced by something that felt easier and cost more. A lot more. The Amish saw the same plastic the rest of America saw. They said no. They're still saying no. Over 250 years and counting. Zero credit card debt as a community. The same 6 rules. The same $3 in materials. The same paper envelopes you can buy this afternoon at any store within 10 miles of where you are sitting right now. Every fix in this video follows the same shape. A problem the financial industry charges hundreds or thousands a year to manage. A material that costs $3 or less. And a reason they never taught you this. Because when you fix it yourself with an envelope, there is no interest payment. There is no monthly fee. There is no penalty APR. There is no rewards card. There is no points program. There is no upsell. The credit card industry collected $253 billion in interest and fees in 2025. The Amish community contributed 0 to that number. That is not a coincidence. That is the rule working. $6 in envelopes against a $250 billion industry. The envelopes win every time someone uses them. Run the lifetime math one time. A household paying $1,400 a year in credit card interest for 30 years. That is $42,000 in pure interest. Money that bought nothing, heated no home, fed no child, built no asset. $42,000 in exchange for the convenience of not separating the cash into envelopes. That is the trade. Let me be clear about what this is and what it is not. The envelope system is not magic. It will not pay off your existing balance overnight. That takes a separate plan, usually starting with the highest interest card and working down. It will not work if your income changes wildly week to week without adjustment. It will need calibration in the first 2 months as you learn what each category actually costs you. It also does not replace credit history if you are buying a house. You may need to keep one card open and paid off in full each month for that. There are also legitimate uses for a card. Hotel holds, rental car deposits, fraud protection on large online orders. The point is not that the card is evil. The point is that the balance is. What the envelope system replaces is the assumption that credit card debt is normal. It is not normal. The modern credit card is 68 years old. The system that came before it is older than the United States. One of them works for you. The other one works against you. If this video changed how you look at your statement, drop a comment below with the word envelope. I read everyone. And if you know someone paying interest right now, share this video with them. That share might save them $10,000 over 5 years. You are going to keep paying interest, or you're going to stop. The credit card industry is going to keep sending statements. The envelopes are going to keep working. $3 at Walmart, or $1,400 a year forever. That is the choice. There is no third option. If this is the kind of work you want more of, subscribe and turn on the bell. Every video pulls another thread. Next week we open another file the industry hopes you never find. Scan the QR code on your screen or hit the first link in the description and get the full documentation now. What your grandparents knew, what the financial industry made sure you would never hear. The envelope system is older than the United States itself. It still works. They just stopped telling you about it because there is no margin in a system that costs $3 and lasts a lifetime. You can start tonight. $3 at the store on the way home, the pack of 100 white envelopes, 6 pieces of plain paper between you and the credit card industry. That is the entire fight.